Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thank y'all so much for stopping by the live stream again. Jacob Tanjay, what's up? Thank you. Michael Beach Your Life, thank you, man. Appreciate y'all. All my members, there's Charles Wright. He says, hi, I'm new to the vlog. My first time as a member to any YouTube page. The content is so fantastic, I had to join. Oh, man, you making me blush, bro. But thank you, man. I'm glad you're enjoying it, man. You can appreciate what we're trying to do. What's up, Robert Morris? All my members, man. All my old heads. There's Michael Dawsonville. I said, what's going on, everybody? He says, it's a night here down in South Florida. God is good. What's up? W Secrets to Success. Any new viewers and subscribers joining us tonight, welcome. Anybody catching this on replay, we always have a topic. You know, I'm going to continue with my vlog. I actually came up with the topic for this live stream first. Then when I was on my 10,000 steps this morning, I said, well, let me talk about it a little bit to prepare them for the live stream. The poverty mindset and how it affects all of your relationships here in the Philippines. But remember, the poverty mindset is worldwide, but I'm in the Philippines. I'm going to talk to you about how that's going to affect you over here. The peso is 58.41. That's nothing to shake a stick at, guys. That's still a great rate. Anytime it's over 50, really, but we're way 58.41. He says, I'm doing 30,000 steps a day. Yeah, that's pretty good. I did almost 300,000 steps on my way to Dumaguete. He says, I totally agree with you, and it's also strong in Thailand and Vietnam, too. Yeah, even in America, it's strong. What's up? What's up, Sam? Marlon, he says, hello, boss man and crew. Sam said, greetings. I'm winning in Joe Treyas. He says, I have my tickets at the bar already. Thank you, brother. We'll have a good time. July 27th, everybody, a meet and greet in Davao at the Aeon Towers. High above Davao City, overlooking the city. TJ hooked it up, man. It's going to be nice. What's up, Saran, a lot? But yeah, that poverty mindset is something else. But let's talk about that electric bill just for a minute. It was no big deal, everybody. And I'm not getting solar. I honestly, right now, it's not in my budget at the moment. See, I'm not going to put it out there that I can't afford it, because eventually I will be able to afford it. Yeah, poverty is everywhere, but the poverty mindset is too, but everybody doesn't have it. See, that's one of the first pushbacks. Oh, I got to disagree with you. My wife this and my wife that. Well, the exception just means the rule is correct, but you have to understand everyone wasn't born poor, and everyone hasn't experienced poverty. So you wouldn't have a poverty mindset. Count your blessings, okay? Because I grew up poor. When my father left, you know, we had the government cheese and we went on food stamps and all that. I ate mini syrup sandwiches, okay, ketchup sandwiches. But I learned from it, okay? It built my character because I didn't run from it, because according to psychologists, it'll activate that fight or flight in us. And I fought my way out of that sort of thinking, because it's a mindset. I got some good information today on this live stream that I didn't put on the vlog today, but you know, everybody's always talking about they're the damn exception. Who gives a damn? Okay, you know, instead of just saying, hey, you know, I didn't experience that, they want to debate. What's up, Kamal? But the electric bill was just really saying don't complain over here unless you're going to do something about it. And complaining over here doesn't get you anywhere. Even the locals don't complain. Okay, do something about it. You know, that's out of the Les Brown uh, book of success. He said, don't complain unless you're going to do something about it. I wasn't complaining. As a vlogger over here, I thought it was interesting and something I should share with my viewers when I got an electric bill for $17,000. Come on, man. I've got a 58 square meter house. Something funny's going on when you get a bill that big. And then the very next month, you got the same house, you're running the same aircon, you're doing everything the same, actually more. By running that aircon in there more, my bill plummets 200%. So that's all. I just wanted to talk to you. You know, expect the unexpected. Nothing makes sense over here to you. Just come over here and enjoy the place. Enjoy your retirement or whatever it is you're doing. You know, and get on with your life. Yeah, you know, but I don't want to use those words like that over here, Derek, because that could get you in trouble, man. I don't want to say, I don't deserve an explanation, really. You know, I don't know anything about those electric grids and all that. I just wanted to show you that the contrast between 1 month to the next. Because you get over here, you start talking about corruption and all that stuff, man. Okay, you're in trouble. Angelo said, Calvin, they might have read your meter incorrectly. But here's the point, man. They must have read they would have had to read everybody's meter incorrectly. The thing that it's not on that meter, Angelo, is the rate, the kilowatt per hour that they're charging. That's not on the meter, okay? I'm just saying. That was 17.2 last month. This month is 9.2. They deserve a standing ovation for that. They deserve some type of environmental award for being able to do that. And I mean that. If you're able to cut costs drastically like that, he said, I couldn't believe my electric bill. Usually we just get a bill from the owner. Had him send us the bill from the electric company to confirm he did and wasn't trying to play anybody. Yeah, it went up, guys. He says, I'm looking at my electric bill right now. Last month, I sent 205. Oh, okay. He sent 205 thanks to my solar system. Yeah, it'd be nice, man. Right now, it's not in my budget. Retired 2019. What's up? Good evening, brother. Can one of y'all put my email up? I want you to send me an email. Just say hello, and then I'm going to send you a link, and we'll do our interview, and then I'll put it on the members only. Well, it doesn't. Yeah, Retired 2019. He wants to share his experience on the members only live stream, his diagnosis and everything. And I think that's noble of you, brother, because you're the picture of health. You promoting that healthy lifestyle, then all of a sudden you get hit over the head with a sledgehammer like that. Because you can get to people where I can't. They're not going to listen to me. It's almost like I was watching a documentary on the death penalty last night, and they asked the death row inmate who was getting ready to get executed, is that a deterrent? He said no. Especially to the criminals who haven't been caught yet. No one thinks they're ever going to get caught. No one ever thinks they're going to be diagnosed and all of that. But I think your interview is important. And also I had a lady reach out to me, and hopefully I can get her interview. I'm just going to ask her some general questions about the Philippines and about her personal life. She's a friend, a good friend of a couple who watches my channel. And they're an American and Filipino. They live in North Dakota. And they wrote me and said, hey, would you interview my best friend? She's attractive, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. she wants to meet a foreigner, and I said, well, I'm not a dating site. I'm not a matchmaker. I can't guarantee you anything. And I'm not responsible for what happens after that interview. So she contacted me. So we're going to get that going. She's 53, by the way. But I guess that wouldn't mean anything. But there you go. Retired 2019. Okay, he says, man fluctuates from 7,000 to 8,500, then to 14,000, back to 75. Yeah, man went from, okay, it was 7,000, which is about right. I wouldn't, 77 or whatever it was. Then it went up to 12,700 something. Then it went up to 17,000. Then right back to 6,700. But I'm just saying that I'm not doing anything different. It'll be different. It'll be a different subject if I stop running the aircon and everything like that, and you see this drastic change. But I didn't make any changes. They made all the changes. Okay, he says, watching the Olympic trials. I saw where that young guy almost made it. The 16-year-old almost made the Olympic team. He said, if the power company ain't accurately billed, where's the refund or credit? Yeah, some executives got an early bonus cash infusion. I don't know, man. I was just wanting to share that with my viewers. He says, I'm sure she has a profile on the dating site. Yeah, but she says she hasn't had any luck. And in her words, she's met a lot of scammers. See, that scammer word is subjective. Scammers, to them, maybe they're wanting to see her body and all that stuff, and they consider that a scammer. But, I got enough pushback when I said, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? A guy in Bacala says, oh, yeah, but not if they're religious. And, I'm like, dude, you're here in Bacala. Are you married? No. Are you getting the milk for basically free? Yeah, okay. Well, move on, man. What? There's nothing to see here. You're making my point. What are you talking about? Some people just like to hear themselves type. He's texting, But what about the religious ones? Are you getting the milk for free? Are you married? Okay, then. Stop it. But let's get with this topic, because I think this is an interesting topic today. And it affects people all over the world. Some of you watching me now have a poverty mindset. And this one doctor, he's got some good stuff over here, man. And he hits it on the money. But what is a poverty mindset? Right here, I just out of my personal experience, it's living in a way where you're surviving instead of thriving. You're always holding something back, putting something back. You're not really saving. You may have a sandwich and you cut it in half. Well, I'm going to put this up for later. You're afraid you're not going to have enough. You can't enjoy the good times. Unnecessary scarcity. See, that's what I was talking about when my girlfriend goes to the Okai store and buys boobies clothes. That's unnecessary scarcity. You don't have to do that. We've got enough. When you send out those signals to the universe, they're coming back. And I warn her over and over about that. I'm not trying to change you, but I'm trying to help you to escape that poverty mindset. One that I had before, one that I grew up with. Okay, because it's trauma, man. It's trauma. See, I'm going to give you a perfect example of this poverty mindset. When I came to the Philippines in December 2018, it was the sole intent to build a house. I had about $17,000. I had about just say it was about 50 pesos to the dollar. So it's 850,000. Well, I was going to spend 500,000 pesos to build a small house on my in-law, on land that my in-laws own. Oh, they had a shitting hemorrhage. Oh, it's too much. You know what they wanted me to spend? $100,000. See, that's a poverty mindset. It's nothing against them, but it's like you're wasting that 500,000 because see, Dr. Alan Weiss, he says this. One of the characteristics of a poverty mindset is money shouldn't be spent. This is it, guys, right here. They're thinking, well, why are you spending all that money for the house? You know, they don't understand that that money's going to come back. You're going to get value out of the house. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I don't want to do this yet because this is powerful. He said, Mithringo, thanks for that super chat. He says, have you heard from Filipinos that have their electric bill increased like yours? Oh, yeah, they all did. It was all on Facebook, man. They were talking about going down there and protesting. People's electric bill now, a local, if it goes from 1,000 to 3,000, man, that's a big jump. You know, and one lady's went from, I want to say 2,500 to like 7,000. She was like, I can't, how am I going to pay this? Hey, Marlon, thanks for that super chat. He said, for a cup of coffee, no sugar, sir. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate that. He said, what is the OK store? Is that like Goodwill? Yeah, but it's beyond Goodwill. You don't know where these clothes are coming from. You better boil them if you buy them. But yeah, that would be their equivalent of Goodwill, donated clothes, but this stuff comes from all over. They have a belief that those clothes are better than the clothes you buy in the store because they're coming from overseas, a lot of time America. So, you know, so they go there and buy, like she showed me some, she doesn't want me to buy her nice Adidas stuff that will last her forever. She'd rather go to the OK and get them for 60 pesos. Okay, this is a poverty mindset. There's nothing cheap about that. There's nothing frugal about that. Because you have to understand the motive behind it. Okay, we're going to run out of money. It's never going to be enough. But there's no reason. It's unnecessary scarcity, guys. You know, you're suffering for no reason at all. I don't care if you come over here and you've got a pension of $1,000 a month and you hook up with her. Okay, that's abundance now. You got to go from a poverty mindset to an abundance mindset that there's always going to be enough. There's more than enough for everybody. The pie is big enough. But see, somebody who suffers from that thinks that opportunities are limited. Okay, that any success is temporary and you can't duplicate it. It's a fluke. You know, they have no faith in themselves. They have no confidence in their ability to do it again. That's how I was able to get out of it, man. As a salesman, I had to duplicate my success every month, month after month after month after month for 16 years, man. I can stand on that. When the guy asked me, hey, what if you and Merlin split up? So what, man? I've got a history, a work history of standing on my own 2 feet. I'm going to make it. I don't have a poverty mindset anymore. I'm going to grab something out of the damn ether, man. This is important because a lot of you guys watching me now have a poverty mindset. You're afraid to spend any money, so you're not going to get anything accomplished. You won't buy the ticket. You keep on going up and down looking, oh, can I get a cheaper ticket? You put it off and off and off. That's a poverty mindset, man. Go on and spend the money and get over here or wherever you're going. Because that's what happens. You don't spend the money. You don't accomplish anything. There's people who've been over here longer than me. They haven't accomplished a damn thing because they're afraid to let go of 1 peso because they don't know if it's coming back. They have no confidence that it's coming back. Yeah, he says you're talking about a lot of us in the U.S. who are now swamped in high cost everything. But everybody over there doesn't suffer from a poverty mindset. People are investing in themselves, in their ideas, because they know they have faith that it's coming back. No balls, no blue chips. Here's what he said. Any risk at all is dangerous. So you don't make the risk. You don't buy the supplies to resell it. He said, I know a Filipino guy that retired after 30 years in the military with 100% disability. He's been working for the last 10 years. He grew up poor in the Philippines. Yeah, it's like, I'm never going to have enough. What are you saving the money for? But this is a powerful thing. It keeps a lot of us stuck in our tracks. And we live a meager life, hesitant, halting life. You never enjoy the good times. You can't enjoy it. You know, sometimes, you know, I just have to ask Marilyn, what's wrong with you? I see her looking off in space and thinking, you know, you don't have any reason to think, to worry. You've got a great life, lady. It's not going to get any better than this. Okay, there's no reason for you to be worrying and panicking and stuff. Okay, you made it. But, you know, it just takes some patience, man. You got to keep on encouraging them like that and just show her the facts. Even if it doesn't work, like you can sell this, all this, and you're rich in Filipino terms. Certainly in your terms, you would never have accomplished any of this. You got it. Okay, it's more where this came from. It's hard, man. Okay, and what happens is the reason I'm talking about, because it'll have an effect on you. Everything's expensive. Oh, how much does that cost? So you end up not going anywhere. You know, I'm trying to help people. It's not just the woman you're with, it's everybody you come in contact with. The taxi driver, he's trying to overcharge you, man. He doesn't realize you may need his business later on. So you say, hey, can you take me to the top since a boo? Instead of him charging you $1,500, he wants to charge you $3,000. Because, you know, I got to get it now. I'm not worried about tomorrow. I'm not worried about the recurring business over and over. I told you the story about my friend over here. He hires this guy's a millionaire. He hires a guy to drive him around, but this guy cheated him at every step. The hotels he rented, the vans he rented, all of it, man. He cheated the guy. This guy's smart, way beyond anything, any knowledge that he has. He's going to find out, and that's what happened. So you lose the opportunity of your lifetime with a poverty mindset. Philippine Paradise said maybe the poverty mindset was embedded for so long it's hard to break out of it. It's not impossible, but you got to admit that it's there. You got to be able to see it, and you point it out. You know, everything's not too expensive. They don't think that money should be spent. And if you cook a sumptuous meal in there, they're going to keep it, man, until the next day. They're just going to keep picking up and picking. Instead of sitting there and enjoying it and getting full, they're going to pick on it, man. It's not just Filipinos. This is a mindset that's worldwide. I saw my mother deal with a poverty mindset, man. My wife, when I first went into rehab, she wants to go to Walmart and buy my clothes. Lady, that's not going to last. That stuff's not going to last. Go on and give me some real Levi blue jeans so I can have them for the rest of my life or whatever. Just afraid to spend anything. He says, establish yourself first, financially and emotionally, before committing. Well, that's good advice. It's good common sense, man, but we don't follow that stuff over here. It's a shame, guys. I say this every live stream. All y'all want to talk about is relationships over here. Be careful what you wish for, man. You have no idea what you're walking into. But that's all y'all want to talk about. It's no wonder we fail when we get over here. So many people fail. You think women over here have some type of special power that's going to heal you. You broken, man. Heal first. Because if she had a special power, she would use it for herself, not you. It's self-preservation. That's what they deal with in the real world. You're in some kind of fantasy world. Cut on YouTube. That's all they talking about, relationships over here. It's cringy, man. It's cringy. They talk to us like we're in kindergarten or something. Then when you get somebody like me on here that's talking real life stuff, oh, he's negative. No, man, I'm a grown fucking adult. That's what I am. Guys are stupid. What keep talking about that? Oh, where can you meet the nicest Filipino and this and that? You ain't got to worry about that, man. The circumstances have created this firestorm for you, the perfect storm over here. But you don't have to worry about that. You got a whole lot more to be worried about than some woman, man. W Secret to Success. Now, here's a guy who knows a lot about an abundant mindset. One of the, youngest, most successful guys I've ever met personally. That wasn't an athlete or entertainer or somebody like that. He said, poverty mindset. I grew up broke, so I'm very mindful of my money and spending habits. Yeah, but you don't have to be. You're not going to spend $1 million, okay? You don't have a poverty mindset. You're not going to have $1.2 million house with a poverty mindset. W Secrets of Success. You're not going to. The number one thing is money shouldn't be spent. You're not going to have those fancy cars and bicycles and all that stuff you've got. If you had a poverty mindset, you don't have one. You got an abundant mindset. I saw that stuff you were selling. You're selling. Man, you ain't going to do that with a poverty mindset. Okay? I think y'all don't really understand what I'm talking about. Hey, Kenneth Grigsby, thanks for that super chat. He said, I want to show love to you and other content creators who have shown us the way to a better life. He said, we are in Thailand, but definitely plan to visit other countries in the area. Passport Bro for life. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate this. I appreciate the support. Because in my humble opinion, we don't get enough. Because people have a poverty mindset. I'm not going to help him. I need this for myself. I'm not going to support. I want something for nothing. Man, frowns on the desire to get something for nothing. Thank you, brother, that you can appreciate what people try to do. We're not journalists, guys, or any of that. We're not reporters. We're not even trained to do this kind of stuff. We just give you our life, man. We show you it. I do, anyway. He said, get the likes up, everybody, and show some love. Thank you. Hey, Mike, what's going on? He said, men need to put themselves first. Yeah, I mean, that's great advice. But over here, we just won't do it. We think all we got to do is come over here and rescue the woman, and that solves her poverty mindset, but it doesn't. This is what's going to cause you problems. This is that cultural difference. You're trying to, bring her out of the mud, literally, and that's not a bad term. You're doing something good by doing that. And they can't appreciate it. See, you're going to think, oh, this woman don't appreciate all I've done. Well, it's hard to appreciate anything and show some appreciation when you got a poverty mindset. When you think this is it, there's no more. You're worried about tomorrow when you got all this around you today. So it's going to make you seem like, oh, man, she don't appreciate nothing I'm doing for her. Look at all I've done. It's not enough. It's impossible to appreciate the good times when you got that poverty mindset. But I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, It even comes to feeding the dogs around here. We damn near starve them, man, if I don't come in and save the day. I buy a bag of dog food, and her mother used a little bitty cup to go in there. I'm like, look, give these dogs something. They're starving. Okay? It's like, why are you holding on to this? Just give it to them. I'm paying for it. Frank Tate said you save money to invest, then you spend the money made off the investments. Yeah, see, that's an abundant mindset where you got faith and you got confidence in your ability and in your ideas. That if I put this out there, it's coming back. It's the reason why you don't help people, man. That guy had $5, man, to his name. I didn't have nothing. He split it in. He gave me $2.50. We went to McDonald's and got something to eat. I never forget that. Now imagine what kind of faith you must have. This guy was a truck driver before he got messed up in drugs. We got sober at the same time. Man, he's independently wealthy in America right now. That's all I can say. He's got real estate. He's got cars. He's got a great life, man, because he's got an abundant mindset. Imagine if he had a poverty mindset. Now, we're both broke. We're living in a homeless shelter. We don't have 2 nickels to rub together. And he gives me half of his money that he has in the world. That's the type of thinking it takes to succeed. Not that old picking off stuff, being cheap, not even frugal. It's beyond that. Any risk is dangerous, so I'm not going to take any risk at all. He said, what's the better place for a person in a wheelchair? Good sidewalks, elevators. Well, you know, you best stay in Manila or Cebu. Okay, if you're in a wheelchair like that. Because they're going to be more situated to handle somebody like that. Okay? Yeah, that's what you need to. I would. That would be the best place for you. Okay, Mike Dawsonville. Wait. Shoot. Sorry, guys. I messed this up. I want to read what he said. All right. He said, the poverty mindset is a killer. That's what's wrong with this world we live in, brother. It is a killer, man. Lack, want, and need. If you send those signals out there in the ether, that's what's coming back. That's what's coming back. See, my wife, my American wife, had a poverty mindset when we were living, even though we were living in the projects, my man was somewhere else. I already saw our future and it wasn't that far off. She couldn't see it. So when I bought those books by Napoleon Hill, Dr. Dennis Kimbrough, Og Mandino, and all those guys that were going to help raise us out of poverty, she thought I was wasting money. She had to see it before she believed it. Now, I believed it first. Because you got to believe it before you ever see it. Okay, and it got to the point where she started believing, when big checks started rolling in, when that moving van pulled up and said, we're moving on up to the damn east side, lady, but you got to change your thinking. So guess what? She ended up with a daycare center. Never thought of owning a business in her whole life. Remember that osmosis I talk about? Either what she's got is going to rub up on you or what you got is going to rub up on her. You come over here, you can be abundant, then you let that poverty mindset rub up on you, dude, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to be over here after all those years accomplishing nothing. Just living month to month and all that stuff, man. You can't be afraid to spend any money. You can't be afraid to invest in your life, man. Yeah, nothing's free. But that's the number one thing Dr. Alan White said that characterizes a poverty mindset. They're afraid to spend any money. They're holding it back for just a perfect time. There is no perfect time. The perfect time is now. Okay? But yeah, everything's too expensive over here. So you don't spend it. You don't go anywhere. Oh, how much did that cost? I can get something else. So you end up buying something inferior. Sometimes you got to take the high road. You got to lead. Okay, over here. Because if it wasn't, man, none of this would have ever materialized, man. I bought the abundant mindset with me already. There was no turning around for me. Okay? That's the reason she's got the NMAX instead of the damn Suzuki, whatever she had. Because I said, hell, that's nothing. We'll get us a car. You want a car? Let's get that. He says, okay, do they build a house with no proper ceiling? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. This house is as nice as any house anywhere because we got the best engineers to do it. We didn't skimp on that. Okay. I spent money I didn't have because I knew it was coming back. And I wasn't going to build an inferior place over here when me and my family has to live in it. Absolutely not. Everything's going to be right the way it's supposed to be. He said, Cal, the law of sowing and reaping will destroy the poverty mindset. What you sow today by helping people, the universe will pay you back 100-fold, sometimes 1,000-fold. But see, poverty mindset is a healing, man, because it's traumatic. I don't know if anybody else out there watching me grew up in lack, want, and need. When my father left, man, there was a lot of lack, want, and need. You don't know where your next meal is coming from. All right? You're eating ketchup sandwiches, syrup sandwiches, and all that kind of crazy stuff. Powdered milk, government cheese. And then somebody breaks the cycle. My sister was the one who broke the cycle. She went to college, at a private liberal arts college, got a great degree, got a good job, and started living a high life. Said, look, it's possible for you too. That's how you defeat the poverty mindset. But you got to know you got it. You can't be in denial. There ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm just watching my dollars. No, you're struggling. Unnecessary scarcity. It's the good times, and you still being cheap, still holding back, still don't want to enjoy your life. No, I'm sorry. That's a poverty mindset. Hey, Mike Dawsonville said, that's a deep topic, brother. Very thoughtful of you. Well, it's just stuff, thank you, man, but that's stuff that just comes across my mind, when you're over here. It's really what I'm living, guys. Remember, what I'm seeing, what I'm living, what I'm experiencing. And you're going to see that over here. You're going to see it worldwide, but certainly over here since we're in the Philippines. Because a lot of you think that these people are trying to scam you. They're not trying to scam you. That's a poverty mindset that taxi drivers got when he won't cut the meter on. He doesn't realize you're probably going to see him again, but he's not worried about that. I need it now. I got to eat today. I'm not worried about tomorrow and next week and all of that. You may see me next week because this happens. What goes around comes around. You're going to see these people again. Remember, though, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. You're only going to get me one time. But if you treat me right, you can get all my business. But you fuck me over one time, you won't get another peso from me. I don't care if it's 10 pesos. It's the principle about it. You don't have to do that. But I don't get mad at people for that because I understand it now. I understand where that stuff's coming from, and I want you to understand it so you don't come over here and get mad at people or wherever you are and you see it and you encounter that poverty mindset. Well, the guy knows, it's only 15 pesos to take me from here to save more, and he says, oh, whatever you want to give me. Confident Boy Speaks says, we have to use our billion-dollar resource above the neck to ensure we can have that comfort that we receive by living an abundant life. See, this is a law of the universe. People understand. Whatever you put out, that's coming back. So don't be cheap. If you come over here, this is your first time to the Philippines, go ahead and stay somewhere nice. Okay? Remember, being cheap can cost you. Having a poverty mindset is a sickness. It'll ruin your whole life. But whatever you put out there, that's what the universe is going to give you back. So that's people who only want the best, like W Secrets of Success. He wears the white gloves. I was just teasing him. But that's why he's got the shit that he's got, man. He's living a life that many of us only dream about living. Imagine putting a house on the market for 1.2 million. And the only reason I'm saying it because it's out there on the market. You can go online and see it yourself. I'm not telling nothing, his business or anything. He said Mel June Salon built her house using a poverty mindset, cutting corners, and the super typhoon tore it up shortly after it was completed. Yeah. Any risk is too dangerous. What else did he say? Remaining down, remaining poor, that's the safe bet. Because see, what a poverty mindset, it works against you. It keeps you poor. It affects your performance. You end up going nowhere. No success at all. It limits your success. This is powerful stuff right here, man. These are people who study this stuff. Not me, but I've lived it. The minute I let it go and start dreaming and read the book, The Science of Getting Rich, where he says everything's in abundance. Whatever you think that's being used up right now, it's being produced again. Until the end of time. The earth is not some inanimate rock, guys. It's a living planet. Okay? Always remember that. There's enough for everybody. The pie is big enough. Your dreams can't be big enough. That's the problem. Henry David Thoreau said, it's not that we don't have dreams or goals. We set them too damn low. I'm going to play it safe. Just give me a $30,000 job, a year job, washing dishes. I've got friends who are my age are washing dishes. They're on Facebook bragging about it. They have a poverty mindset. They've never escaped it. So I have empathy for those people. I don't put them down. I don't, ridicule them because I know what's wrong. But let's keep going down, because some people can't help themselves. So don't get mad at them. Just know that when you get over here, you can't change the Philippines. The Philippines is going to change you. You can't change the Philippines. You got to try to understand wherever you are, Thailand, wherever, Australia. But we don't, man. We live in our own universe. He said, buying cheap costs more. Yeah, you pay twice or more. Man, that's a lesson everybody's mother taught them. You get what you pay for. If your mother didn't teach you that. He said, Cal, you're so right. I would be so tight to invest. But the moment I started to see other wise things started changing, extra money, a planned trip to the Philippines, so much more once I began to see. And have some faith, man. You've already lived this long, man. Pat yourself on the back for that. You have ability. You've got $1 billion brain up here. Use it for more than just sex, having something to eat, and a place to stay. You'll be surprised what you do. But when people get on here and talk grown folks topics, you don't want to hear it. You think it's spooky. No, it's spooky when you get on your knees praying to some man up there thinking he's going to show favor on you. You believe in the same thing I believe in. You just put a name to it. I don't. It's the same thing. You just believe it's a man or a spook or a spirit or whatever it is. And I just believe it's the law. That's all. We believe the same thing. People get mad at me, but we actually believe the same thing. Okay? But when they taught me how to dream, when I started reading those books, I was in my 30s, man. Let's see, 2001, when I picked up Think and Grow Rich, I was 37. It was January 2001. No one had ever really taught me that stuff the way they taught. Set a goal and then stand fast. Do everything in your power. Have some patience, man. You're going to see it. Man, when I was talking about buying a house, man, you're talking about a dope fiend now. My wife was used to looking at a crackhead sleeping next to her. Okay, stealing the food stamps and all that. So when I got sober, just the fact of getting sober, she didn't believe it. And then when I started talking about buying a house, she didn't want to hear it. You're foolish. You're crazy. Until the day they handed us the damn keys at the closing, man. I know what I'm talking about. People don't believe that stuff. I believe it because I lived it. I'm living it now. He says, thanks for that super chat, W Secrets of Success. He said, I was raised that if you don't have money, keep your ass home until you get some. I live by that rule. Yeah, that's a good rule. Hey, Kevin Strong, thanks for that super chat. He said, just meet people where they are. Yeah, where they're at. Don't fight gravity. That's right. That's perfect. But you're going to see it. You want to try to understand it. Like the guy in the comments says, he said, Cal, we went to Corone and I wanted to rent the clear, little boat and take pictures and everything like that. He said his girlfriend wouldn't let him do it. But she wouldn't tell him why. When he finally found out why, he was upset. He was furious. He said, I won't allow her to do that again because she didn't want him to spend the $8 or whatever it costs, guys. You can't live your life like that. You can't live like that. Okay. But like he's saying, just meet people where they're at. Because guess what? There's trauma associated with enduring, the worry and the panic and everything that comes with not having enough money for your life's necessities. When you go every day you're struggling like that, it affects your mind, man. You're suffering from post-traumatic disorder. I didn't say that. The experts said it. So you got to be patient with people. You got to meet them where they are. You got to try to help them, but you got to let them see it first. And see, in recovery, you just tell your story. You don't tell those people anything. You just tell your story. And that's what I'm trying to do. But some people will never get it, man. He says, now this is Henry David Thoreau. He says, in life, it's not that we aim too high and miss, it's that we aim too low and hit. Yeah, live your dreams, die empty, live full. Yeah, Henry David Thoreau's the one who came up with that. Don't go to your grave with the music still playing. And most of us do, guys. Let's just be honest. We don't have a bucket list. We got a shit list. That's what we've got. We don't have a bucket list, though. We're putting stuff off. What you could do today, you put off for tomorrow, and it never gets done. I wish I was just playing. He said, what's enough, though? That's subjective. Yeah. So I live an abundant lifestyle over here. I want to be an example to my woman to try to help her get out of that, just like I did my American wife. And eventually it will. I don't know. Everybody's different. But eventually it will. She'll see enough. Okay? She'll realize that when I met her, I didn't have 2 pesos to rub together, really, guys. I said I had $2,000 in the bank, but probably less. Now, I did have some money coming in every month, but I had very little, man. And when I told her I was going to build that house for Booby, for us, she did not believe it, okay? She did not believe it, but how can I blame her? She never saw anything like that happen before. She never saw anybody take something out of their mind and make it manifest. But if you see that enough, it'll change your mind, guys. It'll change your life. If you do it enough, that's why I don't worry. If you see it done enough or you do it yourself enough, you're going to be convinced. It's enough out there for everybody. I'm not going to worry about that. That's why I told her, she's buying, that lobster, not yesterday, but the day before. It's coming. It's hell. It's working, guys, because she would have never done that before. Okay. Even though we got a great deal on that lobster, it's right out of the ocean, so it's 800 for that big tiger lobster. I met a young brother, and I hope he's watching. He can bear witness to this. We were in Lapu Lapu for my on my 60th birthday for the meet and greet. Well, at the hotel Airbnb we were staying, him and his girlfriend were there eating breakfast, and he was talking about that. He said, "Man, one thing I'm surprised at is the lack of lobsters here in Lapu Lapu." He said, "I went to the restaurant." He said he went to a Korean restaurant and paid 7,000 pesos for that same exact lobster. But the fact that Merlin would buy that without me being around and telling her to buy it, it's working. Okay? She would have never thought to do that had she not been around me enough. Okay? You damn right. We take time for granted, our health and money. Hell, that's life. We think we know we're going to be here until we're not, Well, I want to send my condolences out to Jules' family. I didn't know him, man, but we're around the same age. If you saw how quick he went down, guys, But you don't have to see Jules. I saw my father do that. I saw my mother do that. But death teaches us nothing because we take it for granted. Well, I'm not going to start exercising. I'll do it tomorrow. I'm going to put the cigarettes down next week, or the drink, or whatever it is. You have no idea, guys. If you did, moments when Mitch came on here and he said, he said, I'm different. I want to know when I'm dying, when my last day. I don't want to know that. I think your life will be more fuller not knowing. If they told me my day, what day I'm going to die, man, I'd spend every day worrying about that. Almost like a guy on death row. But you're right. We do take stuff for granted. That's why that interview you're going to do, man, is going to be so important, because maybe you can wake some people up. Because I listen to a guy that appears to be healthy. You don't understand. Sickness starts on the inside and works its way out. You will never know somebody sick until it starts showing on the outside. I could be talking here like I'm healthy, but if they see somebody that's sick already, maybe that'll help. Hey, Donald Bledsoe, thanks for that super chat. He says, thanks for this good topic, bro. I listen to you all the time, man. Thank you. I just want to have different conversations. I talk about crazy stuff, man. Stuff that y'all never even think about, you don't care about. That's probably why I talk about it. We got to get past this relationship shit, man. Now this bullshit, man, makes me so mad every time I look on the video. I mean, as a YouTuber, they're forcing you almost to talk about it. You're not going to get any views. I'd be damned. I'm not going to talk about it today. Let's talk about something else. It's a wonder why so many of us fail when you come overseas. You make it all about a woman. Man, you guys are crazy. He said, it's good, Cal James. What about it? Yeah, about the lobster. It is helping. It's helping, man. Eventually, she's going to have that mindset, and it's going to affect everybody around her. When you're going through recovery, they say when you're sick, everybody around you is sick. But when you get well, everybody around you gets well. That's how it is with this abundance mindset. When you got it, man, I touch everybody around me, man. I be enthusiastic. See, you start acting enthusiastic and see how your life will change. They say, oh, he's angry. No, I'm enthusiastic. I love life, man. I'm passionate about living and the things I believe in. Because you're not there yet. You're seeing me from a different perspective. I told you, I'm a free man. Y'all not used to seeing free men over there in the West. Y'all still in prison, man. Yeah, now see, here, okay, yeah, he's saying something right here, right, that I got on here. Because see, the poverty mindset, it can work against you. Remember, I said it can work against you. It'll make you dishonest. You send somebody to the store, the grocery store, to the market, and they won't give you your change back. See, that's a poverty mindset. I'm going to keep this 90 pesos or whatever change. Okay? That's a poverty mindset. Instead of just being honest, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's coming back. It's coming back, guys. It may not come when you think it's coming. It's certainly not going to come from the direction or from the person that you think it's coming from, but it's coming. It's a law. It's as rigid as the law of gravity. It's irrefutable. You can't argue it's coming, but you don't believe it. It said, Cal, I love lobster, but those brown ones you had, they look like roaches to me. Sorry, can't do it. No, those are called that's a different type of lobster, man. Look at the other posts I made when I said you have put some respect on the Philippines. Because I was, we were talking about you can't get a good steak here, right? I said, well, the Philippines is not known for steak. They're known for seafood. And you see it when she cooked them. But they're called something. I forgot what they called. Because when I saw them, I was like, I don't want them. But we went on YouTube. And this is like last year when we first bought them things. And learned how to cook them. It's just regular lobster. I think it's called a spiny lobster or something. Somebody help me. But that big tiger lobster, man, you should have saw how much lobster meat that was. I couldn't afford it in America, that's for sure. Not that thing. I mean, it was so much meat on it. Look on my community page. You'll see it. He said, in hindsight, my innocence was funny. I came at this from a mindset of, with my resources, knowledge more than financial, we could build something wonderful. He says, Awakened Imagination is a must read by Neville Goddard. Yeah, now this is a guy that he's way back. He's one of the guys that Reverend Ike followed. That abundant. See, this is what he was a preacher. And this is all these preachers are really doing now, following. They were just so far ahead of their time that people looked at them like they're crazy, like the scam and what Reverend Ike and Neville Goddard and all those guys were preaching back then. They're preaching today, the same thing. Who's the guy in Houston? What's his name? That wouldn't let, when the flood happened, he wouldn't let the people use his church. They're talking the same stuff, guys. Go back and listen to some of that Reverend Ike stuff. And it'll send chills up your spine. He knows what he's talking about. Stuff is true. I was little, man. He's sending out prayer cloths and stuff like that. It's the same thing as what Napoleon Bonaparte did when he had that. His mother gave him that lucky charm when he was little, and she told him, she put it in his mind that it's going to make you great one day, and he believed it, and the rest is history. He said, I love you. He said, I owe you for that Thoughts Become Things video. The video should be required watching. We are as powerful as beings. It changed my life. That's why I'm sitting here right now. Mike Dooley, he was, what's the name of that speaking group? I done lost my train of thought today. Can't think of anything. But anyway, what's it called? Where you join in, they teach you public speaking and stuff. Well, he was competing for, they got like a prize every year. And he came up with Thoughts Become Things. It's only a 7-minute video, guys, on YouTube. Watch that video. And if you're ready, see, they said when a student is ready, the teacher will appear. I was ready when I saw that video. It hit me like a ton of bricks, man. I immediately made my scrapbook the same damn day. But it's true. We become what we think about. That's what they say. The philosophers back in the day, they couldn't agree on two things, but they agreed on that. You become what you think about. So if you think negative thoughts, guess what? Negative's coming. If you see yourself being successful, being happy, being free and all that, guess what? It's a law. It's irrefutable. It's going to happen. But we don't believe it, so we don't think it. We just trudge through life, letting circumstances beyond our control affect us. Napoleon Hill said, this is what he said, because he was a Christian. He said the Creator gave you control over but one thing, your mind. But if you don't control it, somebody else will. Everything else we worry that's outside of our control, but your thinking is not. If you get control of this, man, there's no stopping you. That's the only reason people go to the heights and reach the heights. They're not doing it by luck. Nepotism can only take you so far. Favoritism can only take you so far, guys. You start using this in the proper way that's supposed to, because it's working anyway. It's just working in reverse for you. You're thinking this negative stuff, so all this negative stuff is happening to you. Okay? Somebody knows what I'm talking about. I'm not the only one. Yeah, I wouldn't want to know either. Every day I'm going to be worried, I'm going to be depressed. I probably wouldn't even leave the house. What's up, 53 Shades Darker? He says, I'm paying my taxes for this year in January and getting off this wheel. Enough is enough. Yeah, well, write it down. And then really mean it, Robert. And guess what? It's going to happen. But if you don't write it down, if it's just a drifting thought in your mind with all those other thoughts in there, nothing's going to happen. You're going to be here again. Oh, January 2026, I'm getting off the hamster wheel and all that. Mean it. A made-up mind is powerful. But don't play, okay? I'm telling you, man, be careful what you wish for. That's what he talks about. You've heard that. Be careful what you wish for. Hasn't your mother told you that? Or it might come true. That's why it comes true. Hey, thank you, Marlon, for that super chase. I said, Calvin, I'm a Catholic, and I've always understood that he uses people at the most unexpected times to get that nudge, if only well willing to listen. Keep doing your thing. You have been there. Thank you, brother. And that's all it is. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Okay, but most of us operate under this, Marlon. I got to see it first before I believe it. No, it's the opposite, guys. You got to believe it first before you'll ever see it. I'm sitting here telling you the truth. You can't get any lower than what I was in May of 1998. I was homeless, man. I burned every bridge. No one ever thought there was any hope for me. But that was all you have left, really, is hope. Remember the Pandora's box? That's the last thing in there is hope. No matter what you've lost, hope is there. It's not going anywhere. He says, Frank Ellis says, I was going to ask you about Marilyn's feeling about you giving away all those pesos. I know she can't be happy. No, it wasn't Marilyn. It was my Filipino wife. That's when I started Sunshine Shoulders, I wasn't with Marilyn. Okay? It was her. She was the one who said, you can't give away 1,000 pesos. We're going to go bankrupt. But I didn't get mad at her, Frank, because she doesn't understand the law of compensation. She doesn't understand that when whatever you sacrifice in to help somebody else, or even help yourself, the universe is going to reward you 100 times, 1,000 times your sacrifice, man. She knew how much money I had. That's why she said, you're going to go bankrupt. I didn't have a lot. We were spending it all. Instead of me building that house, we started going to Boracay, Pang Lao, everywhere, until all that money dwindled down. So that's when she made that remark. That's the context of it. But she does not understand the law. I knew the minute I activated it what was going to happen because I did it before. Now, belief is real, Robert. But then the faith comes, then the action. But you got to believe it first before you even take any action. It's not the other way around. Yeah, he said you must believe in yourself when nobody else will. Y'all heard the story about little Sammy, right? Little Sammy was at his desk drawing, and the teacher said, "Hey, little Sammy, what are you drawing?" He said, "I'm drawing a picture of God." And the teacher said, "No one ever seen what God looks like." And little Sammy said, "They will now." See, they will now. It's a powerful little story. He said, "Nobody's ever seen what God looks like." He said, "They will now." You know, this is the kind of stuff that inspires me, man, to keep going. I read that stuff and I apply it in my life, man. I wouldn't be here talking about poverty mindset if I wasn't able to escape that. Fear, man, is what keeps you grounded. You're not going anywhere. All you religious people is like, where's your faith? So little, ye of so little faith. You're talking about the faith of a mustard seed. What about the damn doubt the size of a mustard seed? That's all it takes to ruin all your plans. You know, take baby steps, man, towards your dreams. Don't give up. We give up at the first sign of defeat or obstacle. All that is nature's filter. That's all it is. They're going to filter out the pretenders, guys. Everybody wants to be rich. Everybody wants to be wealthy and successful and happy. But how bad do you want it? It's a sifter, is what I meant to say, not a filter, a sifter. Hey, Harold, he said, Calvin, tonight you are releasing content from your higher self. Most people are not willing to reconcile the conflict within which keeps them from transforming their lives into what they truly desire. It's absolutely right. You know, sometimes, you know, like I said, I don't know what I'm going to talk about from day to day. It's whatever I get out of the universe. But this is what really sets me on fire because I've lived it. And when people ask me about, well, what should I talk about on my YouTube channel? Just talk about something that you know 100%, that you're living. Don't make up stuff. Stay in your lane. And when I talk about stuff like this is my lane, man. This is my lane. Yeah. He said, write it down. Post it on the wall. Look at it every day. It will come true. There's no way that it won't come true. Because you become what you think about. We're just thinking in reverse. You're thinking all these lukewarm thoughts. And guess what? That's what you get in a lukewarm life. Heat them damn dreams up, man. Heat them thoughts up, man. You'll be shocked. I'm sitting in a house I paid for, man. I didn't even have, I promise you, man. I couldn't even have bought the plans for this house when I put that out there in the universe. But I believed it. And I kept walking. Okay, don't think that, oh, when I got here and I told Merlin that I was already monetized. No. I had about 300 subscribers. There was nothing on the horizon, guys. Okay? Nothing but my positive energy that I put out there. My positive thoughts. My plans. Okay? My true desire of who I really am, like he just said. But you don't believe it. You just think you're ordinary. No, you're extraordinary. Okay? I don't be playing around, man. I'm telling you the truth. He said, those types of lobsters in the Caribbean, man, it was so delicious. And she cooked them perfectly. It was more lobster meat than I can't remember having that much lobster meat. He said, you can't take your money with you when you die. I'm going to enjoy life while I'm living. I was watching something the other day, the stingiest woman that ever lived. This woman had millions of dollars, which would be billions in today's dollars. She basically starved to death. with that poverty mindset. He said, crawl, walk, and then run. Yeah, fear is part of it, man. Imagine, okay, you're living a life that you never even knew existed. Maryland's dreams were never this big. And you're still going to the Okai store and buying your clothes. See, that's a poverty mindset that I'm helping her get away from, because if I left here with that mindset, this would all crumble. She would end up selling it, end up spending all the money. That's what happened to the lady who got the 1.3 million. She got money, but her mindset didn't change. She still had the poverty mindset. So 6 months later, she was broke, completely broke, living worse now than she was before she got really 3 million, really altogether, because there's a poverty mindset. But the man who gave her the money was trying to help her escape that, but she wasn't ready. Well, that's what faith is. Faith, it gets to the point, Robert, where your beliefs are red hot. They're white hot with intensity. And you start believing it even though you don't have it in your possession yet. You think and act as if you already have it in your possession. That's what I did when I thought this house into existence, man. Don't complicate it. This stuff is simple. Okay, I already saw the house in my mind. It was already there. I believed it. That's why I kept on going toward it. I said, Marilyn, I need a hollow block, one hollow block, just to show the universe that I'm serious. The universe is not some man. It's not some spirit. It's the law. But unless I believed it, Robert, and I mean to the point where I literally had it in my possession, I wasn't going to take any action. So no, you got to start somewhere. You don't start out knowing. No one's that confident. It's a process. He said, dreams, belief are the first step to becoming what you want to become. That's right. The first step. He says, if you can believe it, you can achieve it. That's what Napoleon Hill said. Whatever the man or man can conceive, he can achieve. It's just that we set our goals and aspirations so low. What we want is just so minuscule. We're afraid to dream real big because you don't believe that it's possible. It's possible, though. I remember, man, okay, y'all ain't not going to believe this story. So many stories I could tell you. I'm sitting there reading Ivan Dino, and he says, write down the salary that you want 5 years from now. Write it down, put it away somewhere where you can't see it. Now, at the time, I'm in the insurance business. I'm already living part of my dream, okay? I'm earning $1,000 a week. I've never even imagined earning that kind of money. It's a lot of money to me, okay? But I put $5,000 a week, and I put it up. And then he said, Napoleon Hill said, be specific about the type of money, the kind of money that you want, the amount, when you expect to have it, and what you expect to give in return for it. And I said, in 5 years, I want $1 million. But guess what? The very first year I wrote that down, guys, and started believing it, I earned $209,000. So if you add that by 5, that's $1 million, right? Guess what? The second year, $267,000. But then guess what? I let my guard down. I got comfortable. I was traveling over here, I let go of the wheel. But if I would have kept going, that $1 million in 5 years was going to happen. I know what I'm talking about, man. I don't sit here talking foolishness, man. When so many people can easily bear witness to what I'm saying, you're where you're at now because you thought your way there. Okay, if you're in a pitiful position right now, guess what? You thought your way there. So you can think your way out. Hey, Confident Voice Speaks, thanks for the super chat. He said, bro, this is a Super Bowl topic in live stream. Breaking out of a poverty mindset is challenging, but we can all do it. The topic is super relevant for guys looking to retire in Southeast Asia or anywhere. It is, man. It is. And that's why I said at the beginning, a lot of people, Confident Voice Speaks. I know your real name, but I won't give it to you because I met this guy before. He's a real deal. They have a poverty mindset. That's why they haven't made it over here yet. That's why they're still on that hamster wheel. They don't believe in themselves. They certainly don't believe in that God that they pray to every night, who's supposed to be all powerful, all knowing, that has everything. How can you have a conscious contact with the Almighty and your life not change and you still over there struggling? Tell me the message behind that. That's bullshit. How you gonna have a conscious contact with the most powerful, omnipotent, spiritual being or whatever, this God or whatever you call it, and you struggling? That don't make sense to me. Make that make sense to me. It don't. We're talking about the same thing. You just put a name on it. You put a religion behind it. It's the same thing. It's universal law. You think if you get on top of my house, it doesn't matter if you're Muslim, Christian, Catholic, if you don't have religion at all, your ass is going to hit the ground. We're talking about the same thing, guys. Okay? You just call it one thing. I call it something else. It's the same. But y'all, it's bullshit. You got that poverty mindset. See? Hey, RP, I said the Sunshine House. Wait. Hold on, guys. I can't. Okay. The Sunshine House greetings to the folks. We sound lit this morning. Yeah, man. I'm always lit, though. Believe it or not. I'm always lit, man, because when I wake up, man, I give thanks, man, for a perfect day, for my courage, my strength, my compassion, my wealth and abundance, my prosperity, for my creative and fulfilling work, for the right answers, guys. I give this stuff, put it out there, and it comes back to me, for my friends and laughter, my health and harmony, my peace of mind, my clear conscience. Okay, I thank the universe for guiding and directing my footsteps, for keeping me from harm and keeping my loved ones, family, and friends from harm. And then I ask the universe, universal law, thank him for looking out. I said him, but it's not a thing. Looking after all the children, especially the ones who are lonely, helpless, defenseless, who are hungry, homeless, and sick. That's my prayer every day, several times throughout the day. And it's real. He says, even if you're not smart, he said 1 million in a CD at 5% is 50,000 a year income. Wow. But see, it's getting to the million. A lot of us, we hear that million and we think it's impossible. It's not impossible, man. It's not impossible. Everything that you see around you began in somebody's mind first. This is where it began. The shirt I've got on, the stool I'm sitting on, the camera that I'm looking and talking to you guys from. Okay? It all started in somebody's mind. The car you're driving, the job you're working on right now. Some of you guys at work. That idea started up here first. But we think, oh, it's just for everybody else. It won't work for me. Bullshit. It will. I'm going to tell you something real. Okay, I thought my way to having a place on the beach. I said that was always my dream, to live by the beach. And I'd be damned if I didn't wake up one day in Sickihor living on the beach. Now, I had to cut it short because Bowie was going to school, but I'm telling you, thoughts become things, man. The good ones and the bad ones. So be careful what you think about. That's what he talks about on that video, man. It's powerful. Hey, Mike Dorseyville, thanks for that super chat. He said the poverty mindset is a grown folks topic, bro. It is. But all we want to talk about is these bullshit relationships. Like, you don't know how to pick up a woman. You're 60 years old. You don't know how to get on the dating site and basically, you know, decide that you want to go out on a date. That's how simple it is. We make it complicated. They do that because they want y'all to think they're doing something spectacular, that they're somebody special. They're not special, man. The circumstances has already created this perfect storm for you over here as it pertains to a woman. Stop wasting your time on that. You should be worrying about where am I going to live when I get over here? That's really what you need to understand. You know, where am I going to live? How am I going to live? The three things that we should worry about enough, we don't. We let pussy trump all that. Your time, your health, your money. Some of you guys haven't worked out in forever, but you think meeting this woman is the answer to your problem, man. Y'all got to get that out of your thinking, man. You're not going anywhere with that sort of thinking. You can't blame the woman because she's just over here living her life. You coming over here with all them expectations, all I need is a woman. Now, you need a whole lot more than that. You need a whole lot more than that. He says, I got some of about Yield Max a while back. Whether I regret it shall be determined. So what is you talking about? Bitcoin? He said, I saw so many expats in Cebu City yesterday. SMC side was jumping. Oh, wow. So SMC side. When I was over here when it first opened up, man, it was like the biggest mall I'd ever seen. But it was crickets. Nobody was there. I'm glad that they're going now, especially that they've got a park on top of that mall. He said, what's up, brother Cal? Just getting off second shift. I saw your comment. You said I was probably everybody in the neighborhood was using electricity. I was paying for everybody's electricity when I got that bill, but really I wasn't. I mean, it was really a fire here in St. Carlos, man. People was angry. Everybody's bill went up tremendously, man. I mean, really, it's because of the rate. He said, I think it's all of what the individual to believe. I see horrible, successful people that don't go to anyone's church and don't pray. No one knows why this happens. Maybe some are go-getters. It's law. It doesn't matter what your motives are. It doesn't matter your character. If you abide by the law, you're going to benefit. If you violate it, doesn't matter how good you are, 53 Shades Darker, you're going to pay the penalty. See, that's what I like about universal law. It doesn't favor anybody. It doesn't show any favoritism like these religions do. Oh, highly favored, highly blessed and highly favored and all that. And if you pray loud enough and long enough, he's going to bless you more than the next man. Well, universal law doesn't work that way. Okay, you could be the most evil person in the world. If you abide by the law, you're going to profit. You're going to benefit. But if you violate it, guess what? You're going to pay the penalty. That's what I like. That's what I like. That's what's so good about universal law. So anybody can succeed. Hey, boo-hoo says, not what you make, it's what you save. He said, Calvin, no, it's just a dividend. Okay, stock. Okay, not Bitcoin. Yeah, I mean, I was 8 years old. My mother told me that. That's the least of your worries, son. If you take care of yourself, a woman is the least of your worries. You're going to have a woman. So why we're 60, 50, 60, 70, 80 years old, are we worried about whether or not we're going to have a woman or not? You made it this far without a woman. But then the crazy thing is, you think you're going to come over here and a woman who can't do anything for herself is going to save you. Y'all crazy, man. I won't stay stuck in that mud. That's foolishness. That's ignorance. And every now and then I throw you some scraps. if that's what you want to talk about. But if you really want to talk about improving your life, no matter how old you are, then this is the channel you want to talk. You want to tune into, because I'm living it. I'm not just talking it, guys. Okay? We can do it together. But if you think I'm just going to sit here and keep talking about women all damn day, you want to be reassured over and over and over, take a bath, put on some clean clothes, and come to the Philippines. Eventually, you're going to attract somebody. Okay? They can't afford not to be attracted to you. It's really that simple. It's not the woman's fault. I want everybody to win. But y'all focusing in the wrong places, man. You know, y'all wasting a lot of time. You put all that faith in that woman. That's where all your money's going. Then when you need the money, guess what? You're not going to get it. She's not going to help you. It's self-preservation. That's law. That's universal law. But we're throwing that out the window like it don't matter. She's going to be, she's my God now. Okay? That's the mistake y'all making. Yeah, but there is no AI without this real intelligence. Okay? That's all I'm saying. AI has been around for a long time. It's never going to replace the human brain. Not in my lifetime. It won't. It won't be any fun anyway. I think part of living is discovery. Who wants to sit around some damn machine that's got all the damn answers? He said, right on, I heard Evel Knievel say that. Hey, a ranger for collectors. He said, Cal, see you in October. He said, one meal is only 17,250. Yeah. But it's 1 million pesos over here, though. Don't forget that. And it was a little bit more back then. You know, certainly when I built this house, certainly when the woman got that money. She had a whole lot of money. She had altogether about 3 million. That's a lot. It's like you having 3 million over there. You're never supposed to work again. All you got to do is just live normal. And you got that money. At least build your house. That's wealth right there. He said it was nice to see expats that actually acknowledge one another. We should speak to one another, even if it's just a what's up. Absolutely. I did a video a long time ago called The Other Guys, and a guy said something was real profound. He said, Calvin, you just don't know people's mental condition. So you can't, think just because somebody didn't speak to you that he's not a good guy. We don't know people for real. But you're right. I like that, man. I speak to everybody, whether they speak back or not. He said, thank you for the mindset reset, baby. I'm taking notes. Just change your thinking, man. That's all. That's the law of contrast. Look that up. You can only think one thought at a time. So just change the thought. If you're thinking negative and you catch yourself thinking negative, replace it with a positive thought. That's the law of contrast. No, that's the law of substitution. I'm sorry. The law of contrast is me. When I used to be an insurance agent, I wore a suit and tie every day, even though everybody else started wearing polo shirts and khakis. Now, that's why my business was a whole lot more successful than some other guys. Okay? Because the senior people, they saw me in a suit and tie. That's what they were used to seeing professionals in, preachers in, doctors in their day. Not some guy in a polo shirt. I live in the state of Kentucky, man. It's 8% black. Most of my clients were white. I mean, I was in some of the most rural areas, man. If I showed up with a polo shirt and khakis on, man, they might have shot me. Okay. But I use the law of contrast, where everybody else was thinking only about themselves. I was thinking about customer. I gave them full disclosure. That's why 6 years later, I'm still getting renewals. Because people are still on my books. Not all of them, because people die. You know, some people's situation change. They move. Maybe another plan. But I'm still getting money. I haven't written a policy in 6 years, guys. And I still get that money because I did it right. He said, if a man handles his business, women will come to you anywhere, but especially here. Why do we make such a big deal out of it here? In a place where really, you know, sometimes I feel guilty, you know, until I realize these are grown women, you know, of the circumstances and the situations that we were able to take advantage of. You know, sometimes you feel guilty, man. You know, it's that simple. But you got these guys on these YouTube channels that are making a big deal out of it, guys. It's not a big deal. I mean, if you're making a big deal out of meeting somebody over here, you're sick. You're a loser. Okay? Because it's no big deal. They want to meet you, you want to meet them. Okay, what's the big deal about that? 18 to 80 blind, crippled, or crazy, somebody's going to love you over here. It's that simple. But we sit back and listen to these guys. We want to be reassured over and all the beautiful women in Manila, they're in Cebu, they're wherever, they're all over the Philippines. Beauty's subjective. But all y'all want to do is talk about that stuff, have it shoved down your throat. It's not going to make a difference. It's still going to be the same results. Okay, they're on the dating site because they're broke. Okay, you're on the dating site because you're lonely. They want your money. They want your money. You want their company. It don't get no simpler than that. And anybody lies, tells you anything else, okay, they're lying. Guys sitting up thinking they're special because you got a woman sitting. You got the woman the same way everybody else did off the dating site. She's broke like the rest of them. There's nothing special about her. She's special to you. And I'm not putting the women down. It's us. We're the damn problem. They're not making a big deal out of it. We are. All they're doing is learning from us. So then they turn around and do the videos, and then we say they're cringy. Well, they're getting that from us. We're making it all about them. So what are they going to do? They're going to make their videos all about them. He said, my neighbor told me he hasn't slept with his wife in years. He's retired. She's a busybody, no sex. She says she can't. He has a 30-year-old girlfriend, says she can leave whenever she's ready. Yeah. Well, remember, don't complain unless you're going to do something about it. Tell him don't complain about his wife and not having sex if he's not going to do anything about it. Okay, and you can do something about it if it's just removing yourself from that situation. But now we're worried about losing something. You know, I'll be down if I'm going to be unhappy because I'm afraid of losing half my income or whatever it is. Hell, nothing for nothing. It leaves nothing. He said 1 million is a lot of money, especially for the masses. Tell them again, because they're not listening. They always want to break that down to dollars. It's not a dollar economy. It's a peso economy. And the only way you're going to understand that is to realize that a lot of people, minimum wage in San Carlos City is 400 pesos a day. Let's say 500. Keep it simple. And all that is spent. There is no savings. So coming up with 1 million pesos in your hand in the bank, it's almost like you coming up with $1 million over there. If you got it, you have to ask yourself, how long did it take for me to get it? But you got 401k, you got investments, you got all of that where they don't have anything. For somebody to give up a woman 3 million pesos over here, and she's broke now a few months later, that's a poverty mindset. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to get Marilyn out of that. So when I'm not around, she doesn't need to jump back on that dating site unless she just wants, you know, to be dicked down or whatever it is. But she don't need to go on there just to have some man, you know, take care of her. So she got to bend over backwards and all that stuff. You know, if we just walked a mile in their shoes, you'd have a whole lot more respect for them. Imagine you 22 and you got to put up with all that stuff, man, because you have to. You don't have no other choice, really. You made some bad choices in your life and you done given up. You say, oh, I got to lay down with a 70-year-old man or whatever it is. Well, if I'm the 70-year-old man, if I have any kind of compassion in my heart, yeah, I'm going to be with her. But guess what? I'm going to teach you something, lady. So when I leave, you don't have to go through that anymore. Okay? At least do that for the woman. All y'all want to do is stick your damn head between her thighs. You ain't really worrying about helping nobody for real. Giving a woman money over here, you're not helping them. And teach the woman how to fish. If you teach her how to fish, man, she's going to be okay. He said, coochie is the least to worry about over here. Well, say that again, man. He said, I see some of the not so nice looking dudes with 10s over here. You almost have to be an ant to not get a woman here. It's easy. Take your time. Yeah, it is, man, because it's set up that way, the circumstances. But another thing that makes me mad, guys get on there to brag and, oh, man, well, our love stood the test of time, and we beat the odds. And all. You ain't beat shit. Bragging about it because you got a woman over here. Everybody's got a woman over here that wants one. But every Filipino that wants one doesn't have a man. He said, I've been sugar-free for 18 days now. I've been eating meat and eggs and butter and salt. I'm telling you what, man, my body has stopped reacting. So what I'm going to do, I wasn't going to do this, but you brought it up, and then I saw the other guy bring it up. I'm going to get off sugar, period, not even fruit, for 30 days. Because I was eating fruit. But at some point, I was reading this, I don't know what they call it, but your body fights to stay the same way once you reach a certain point. And I think I'm at that point. So what I'm going to do, I don't want any sugar substitutes, no fruit, no anything. Now, the stuff that, the hidden sugar, where I can't taste it, that's something different. But y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm going to do that for 30 days because I'm at a standstill now. But yeah, that's a long time, man. I know you're struggling. But I did add potatoes, and that helped a lot, man. Because that potatoes give you that full feeling. But I'm going to have to just do it. I'm not going to do it forever. I'm going to do it for 30 days. No sugar at all, not even from fruit. He said, AI scares me. It's going to make people brain dead, in my humble opinion. Well, people are brain dead already. Excuse me. If you watch that damn debate the other night, you'll see that people are brain dead, in America especially. I'm embarrassed. If that's, those are the two worst candidates you could ever have for any presidential, in history. Biden's freezing up over there. Trump is just a pathetic human being, period. Nothing he says is the truth. He's a narcissist. I don't like any of them, so don't jump on me. I don't like either of them. They're two of the worst presidential candidates in the history, man. I'm sorry, man. You see Biden froze up over there. Mr. Freeze. Hey, he said, Cal putting a positive battery in our back tonight. I'm feeling charged up. Yeah, man, that's how you can do it yourself. I'm just talking about my life. I'm not telling you to do anything. But you'll get tired. You'll get sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you'll do something about it. And that's what I did. I jumped off that damn hamster wheel. I left a lot of money on the table, guys. If I would have still been signing people up for Medicare Advantage in those last 6 AEPs, getting ready to be 7 in October, you know how much renewal income I'd have right now? But do you think I'd even be alive? But I knew I had faith in myself. I had faith in my ability. I was going to make something happen. It always happens. He's a real, you're funny. He said, I remember back in the day when I put on a suit, I reckon I received a better response from people I would come in contact with. It works. It does. It does work. Because you're going to stand in stark contrast to everybody else in blue jeans and whatever they got. We just associate a suit and tie with importance. So why wouldn't you do it? I meant business when I went to those people's house. Because if I didn't come away with the sale or the service, I'm done, man. I wasn't getting no paycheck. When you look good, you feel good. He said it was just a cheap $89 suit. But you know, the Men's Warehouse got some good suits. But I got my suits, man, from Dillard's, man. And see, when you go get a suit, I don't care where you buy it from. Make sure that they alterate it right there. Don't just get it off the rack and that's it. That's the worst thing in the world is to have a shabby looking suit where the damn sleeves are too long, the pants, you know, it just looks terrible, man. Just go and let them alterate it, tailor it. And I tell you, it'll make a $89 suit look like $1,000 suit. That's the whole key, man. If you get the right seamstress. He said, I was flipping through YouTube and there's a place in Cebu where the women line up to go out with foreigners. It's a legit legal place and it's so many ladies that go there. I was like, wow, it's crazy. Yeah, they set those up. The guys pay for those. They pay, it's like a whole tour that you pay these companies and you come there 53 Shades Dark. And I think it's like 20 women to one man. Because my son's mother, she attended one of those right before I met her. The guy actually met her, actually chose her out of the 20, but they never went out. She said she was afraid. But yeah, this is a tour. I forgot the name of those places where they set up everything for you. Your plane ticket, you book through them. And then you come to Cebu. And, you're sitting there at a table. It's like 20 women around you. And then they come up and everybody shakes your hand and introduces themselves to you. I mean, it's really all they're doing is bringing the dating site to you because it's the same women on the dating sites. But it is that easy, man. It's that simple because it's set up like that for you. But we think for some reason that we're doing something special. So that's the image we want to project out there. But all you got to do is look at the guys and like, dude, there's nothing special about you. You're only special to yourself and your mama. Nothing special about you. Man, I can show you how to do it. Look at what I got. Yeah. He says, I'm replacing my shit list as we speak with a power list. Yeah. That's what most of us have. We don't have a bucket list. We got a shit list. He said, the thirst is real from the plantation bros. They are fiending over Filipinos they would never see in real life. And see, they're the ones, the armchair bros, the plantation bros, the no passport bros. These are the ones that keep all this stuff going. They build up these women's heads because they're never coming over here. They tell them how beautiful they are. They send in all the money. But at the same time, I got to give them credit. They're clicking on our videos too. Because some of them really have good intentions. They can't come over there. They're in wheelchairs. They're in assisted living homes, nursing homes. Some of them are just too damn old. They're good people. Time passed them by. And they're keeping this genre alive. Because most of the people who really are curious, they're coming over here. They're saying the hell with all these excuses and stuff. I've got $1,000. There's no telling. I'm sure you spend $1,000 a month doing something over there and you're not getting anything back. Probably gasoline, riding around. Yeah, it either favors everybody, it penalizes everybody the same. There's no favorites. They didn't pick out some man and give him a book. Like every religion, that's what it is. They got one man, because I was watching, it was a video on the other day about the Mormons. They had showed up at the wrong house. They showed up at this black guy's house, and they're going back and forth where they believe in the Book of Mormon, where they was given to them. What's that guy's name? Joseph Smith, is that his name or whatever it is? And they gave the book to him. And then Jesus, then Muhammad, then all of them. Every religion, they pick out somebody to give, and then they take and give the information to everybody else. But like George Carlin said, whoever this God is, he always needs money. It's funny because the guy sent me the link. He said, Cal, I see you talk about this all the time. He sent me that link of George Carlin. Remember, he talks about, he's all powerful, all knowing and everything, but he needs your money. And he talks about, if you don't believe him, he's going to burn you in hell forever and ever, fire and brimstone, but he loves you. It's funny, man. But yeah, that's why, I can deal more with the universe than I can. But it's the same thing, guys, if y'all don't understand. The same thing that's working for you is working for me. You just put a name on it. You attribute it to some being somewhere showing favor on you. I just say it's law. But it's the same thing. The same thing that's bringing you your goodness in life is bringing me my goodness in life. But y'all don't believe it. Because every religion is the only true religion. And see, that's when I get off the boat right there. Yeah, he said 3 million pesos should have lasted, a long, long time. She should never look back. But if you got a poverty mindset, let's keep going with this. How would that ever benefit you? The 3 million, she's just going to squander it, basically, because you're never going to really buy anything. You're just going to waste it. So she was having parties just about every night with all her friends, and now it's like, well, where are all your friends? All the parties you were having. I mean, put it on Facebook. This apartment littered with Impedador bottles and Red Horse bottles, just stupid stuff. No abundant mindset where you say, okay, I'm going to build me a house. No matter what, I'm going to have a place to live. And, for me and my family, none of that. See, that's an abundant mindset. And eventually it's gone. It says right here, here's Alan Weiss. The characteristics to know that you got a poverty mindset. He says money shouldn't be spent. You're holding on to it. You're nickeling and diming it away. When I came over here to buy that house, man, to build the house on land owned by my in-laws, I didn't have to buy the land. But they said 500,000 was too much. Well, how much? 100,000 pesos. Really? So it never got built, guys. This is what I'm talking about. That's what happened with all the money she had. The same mentality. Okay. Opportunities are limited, See, I might as well just sit here and do nothing, They're not hiring anymore at the factory. That only happens to, he was lucky. See, this is the mindset you got. This is how you thinking. He said the majority of the masses here, this is RLB, now he's a Filipino. He said majority of the masses here don't have Social Security and feel have coverage. See, but we take that for granted. We bring the matrix with us. We think everything over here is the same as it is over there. If we don't understand anything about the economics over here or nothing, we just think people over here are lazy. Y'all have no clue. But when somebody tries to educate you, you're negative. But then he says, any risk at all is dangerous. So you're not going to invest. You're not going to build that house. You're not going to do anything but nickel and dime that money away. Any success is temporary or a fluke. It can't be replicated. So that's why when you get in a taxi, he's going to try to double the fare on you. He doesn't realize, man, I need these customers. I need that recurring patronage from you. I need you to keep coming back to me. I need to treat you good, so you're going to come back over and over and over. That's how my business is going to stay in business. But no, that's not the mindset of somebody with a poverty mindset. They're going to, I got to get all I can today. I'm going to get him good. My friend was a millionaire, man. Gave this guy just the ultimate opportunity. You'll never have another customer like that again. Okay, I'm going to give you somebody who's in stark contrast to this guy. They did the same thing, but Mr. Lee's in Thailand, and this guy's over here. You see, Mr. Lee is thriving. Okay, he had a Toyota something. Now he's got this big van. I mean, he gets clients from all over the world because he's doing the right thing. He knows he's got to treat these people like $1 million. So they'll come back. If they don't come back, they're going to refer other people. Like, how many people have I referred to him? See? He's using universal law. The guy over here, the poverty mindset, he's got $1 million client. He'll never get a client like this again, who put his sole trust in you. And you fucked him, man. That's what you get. The guy figured it out. I didn't. He found it out and got rid of him. So what's he doing there? I don't know. I don't know. He's not doing that anymore. Didn't matter. The cars, the vans, the hotel, everything was screwed up. But people get mad at me. That's the law, guys, okay, that we're talking about. Mr. Lee is booming now. He's on a whole other level. There was no special man because Mr. Lee, he's a Buddhist. He doesn't believe in some man in the clouds. He believes in karma and all that stuff, see? He believes in universal law. So he doesn't believe that some space god showed favor on him, but then didn't show favor. It's the law. If you abide by the law, you're going to benefit. If you violate it, you're going to be punished. This guy over here violated the law, and he got punished for it. He says, have you tried intermittent fasting? That helped me break a cycle to where I started losing weight. I'm still on 12 hours, man. That intermittent fasting, why not Thailand? And you know yourself. There's a reason why most people don't succeed. It's very, very hard. It's not just something that you can easily do. But remember, anything worth having, it's probably going to be hard. If it was easy, everybody would do it. But no, I haven't gotten past that. If I stop at 8 at night, I won't eat again to 8. But then I'm going to go to 14 and 10, then 16 and 8. I've been following this doctor on YouTube. He says, as males continue to wake the F up and become men, this channel should gain more traction. Well, you know, people, they want to be sort of like babysat for real. You know, they don't want the truth. They don't even want to talk about it. You know, so I'm not one of the most popular bloggers over here. The popular vloggers, they're not giving out any information, really. They're just popular. People like them. You know, they don't, talk about really real life for real. They're always throwing in those relationships in there somewhere, those young girls in there somewhere. And that's okay. Oh, come on, guys. Don't get on here with that. Trump is a piece of shit. Both of them are. If there was anybody else, he wouldn't even be able to run for president. Come on, man. Guys, what has he done? Globalism. Y'all keep on repeating that foolishness over and over. Come on, guys. Think for yourself. Trump ain't done nothing. He was president already. What did he do? Where's the wall, man? That he promised y'all? Where's the damn wall? Y'all crazy, man. Y'all better start thinking for yourself. Quit letting people lead you around by the nose. Neither one of them guys up there is inspiring anybody. He said, guess I would have to do what Cal said and look at them shoes. Maybe that works. Sometimes it can be very annoying. You mean when people stare? Well, you know, they're going to stare because they're not used to seeing. We take for granted. We think a lot of people are coming over here. It's really not in the grand scheme of things, guys. Listen to this. It's not. A lot of Filipinos, they've never actually met a foreigner before. They've seen them. They have no interaction with you or anything like that. But somebody told me that. I don't know who told me. Said, hey, when people stare at you, just look down at their shoes. Because I guess they're subconscious about their shoes and stuff. And it works. But get on here about this Trump stuff, man. Trump ain't shit. Where's the ain't none of them. You better take care of of your own business. No, we didn't say. No, I said this is what we think. We come over here because we don't understand the economics over here. We don't understand the Philippines at all. We think everything works the same around the world as it does in our home countries. That's what I was saying. So we come over, we think because people aren't working, they're lazy. They're not lazy. They don't have the safety nets and all of that stuff that we have over in the West. In America, man, come on, guys. You don't even really have to work. He said intermittent fasting expert is Dr. Berg, along with a whole host of other great health advice. He said people are simple and go online to dream and get away from reality, not hear about it because they are desperate. Well, that goes for both sides then. I'm just saying the dating game is not complicated here. It's not rocket science. They're making their whole channels on this dating. This I don't. It's cringy to me because it's not that difficult. It's not that complicated, guys. I don't understand. It's already set up for you to win. I want everybody to win, but you're gonna have to know a little bit more about the Philippines than dating. It's very little that you know about the Philippines, man. The important stuff that you really need to be worried about, you don't know about. The weather and all that stuff. Where am I going to live? You know, people want to live in Manila and all that. You know, I was watching something the other day. And, you know, when they talk about people and the density of the population, the normal figure around the world is 20 people per square kilometer. In the Philippines, the average, everything together, is 3,600 people per square kilometer. But in Manila, it's 46,000 people per square kilometer. See, we just come over here. We don't know stuff like that. You plant yourself down in Manila. Yeah, it's bustling. Okay, it's a lot to do, everything, but it's problems that come along with that. 46,000 people per square kilometer. Then you go to Lapu-Lapu, hell, it's just as bad. Lapu-Lapu's almost at 30,000, man. It's the second most congested city in all the Philippines. But we don't worry about stuff like that. What we do is we put the cart before the horse. Pussy trumps everything. So how stupid can you be if you get over here and, okay, And now you want to deal with the circumstances and everything. You're smarter than that. That's how you were able to retire from the military and the post office and run your own business and all that. You're smarter than that. You're a whole lot smarter than that. But when it comes to this, you want to talk about women all day long. Why? Can somebody explain that to me? That's all I'm saying. Can somebody even explain that to me? Why are we so worried about that? I mean, y'all not that damn desperate over there. It's women over there that you can deal with. I'm not going with that. I don't give a damn how they think. Hell, I go out and because you're gonna pay for it over here anyway. You might as well pay for it over there until you can get here. And all you're doing is just you're all right with it over here, and you're just not all right with it over there. But it's the same thing. You're still paying good money, and in the long run, you're gonna pay more. Hey, Sam W says I have no interest in being in a major city. I like to be an hour or two, maybe 3 hours from a city. I live in a 660 square foot house. I live a minimalist life. Yeah, that's about the size of my house. Man, it's like 56 to 58 square meters, which comes out to about 650 square foot. But that's something that we need to talk about. Where should I live? If you move right here to the Philippines, first, I would play it safe. I would go to Manila. I would go to Cebu and, Angeles City or one of those places like that until I, got my feet up underneath me, and caught my breath, because you can talk to a lot of people. You can gain some great knowledge that you're going to need. But we come over here, man, we go straight to the province. We do everything wrong because all we're focused on is a relationship. Your relationships didn't work where you were. Guess what? You're the problem. So you're bringing the problem with you. Fix yourself first. You're the problem. You're part of the problem. You're 50% of the problem. So you're bringing half the problem over here with you, talking about getting into another relationship. Okay, that doesn't make sense to me, because what caused your problems to go wrong over there is going to cause them to go wrong over here. That's why you're going to have to end up dealing with 3, 4, 5 women before you finally can settle in with a woman and make a relationship work. You want to argue with me about that one? That's just facts. You are part of the problem. But we come over here, we think that all of a sudden women over here have these special powers. They don't. And if they did, they would not use them on you. They would use them on themselves to get them out of these circumstances. They really do not enjoy being with old men like us. They really don't enjoy it. Do you think they get a kick out of it? No, these guys convince you that they do. I'm telling you that they don't. I'm telling you they really don't enjoy it. And if they had their druthers, they wouldn't. They'd be with somebody closer to their age, probably a Filipino man, okay? And they wouldn't have to bend over backwards for you. That's the unadulterated truth right there that y'all don't want to hear it. They got y'all thinking, oh, you're special. You're not special. You're not sexy. Your pension is sexy, okay? That's all it is, guys. They despise you for real. They despise themselves for being their circumstances for having to do that. And then they get lucky, remember? And they'll meet a nice guy like me who doesn't mistreat them, who doesn't use them and take care of them. I mean, and takes care of them and helps them, okay? And there's a lot of guys like me over here. But don't think you're special, because you're not. Women don't like doing that, but they don't have any choice, okay? That's why the 18 to 80 is true. They cannot afford to turn you down. If they got a man that they know is serious about them and he's coming over here, they're jumping on that train, dude. So quit trying to make it so damn Complicated. These guys are cringy to me, man. See, these guys are cringy to me. Yeah, right. Most of them aren't gonna give you the time of day. He's right. That's where I understand it. They're not gonna look at you twice. You better go to where we always go, to the old tried and true dating site. Okay? I'm sorry. But y'all don't want to believe it. Yeah, it's like we're just okay with it. That's all. We're okay with paying over here. It's just we fooled ourselves. It's okay to pay for it, but it's not okay to pay for it over there, man. Y'all guys are crazy. You're gonna pay over here, and you're gonna pay handsomely. It's not free, and it's not cheap. So you might as well just come over here and try to get you a woman that you can get along with, who's not gonna, who's a decent human being, and be done with it and live your life. Quit making it so complicated. Because the more you overthink this, the more trouble you're gonna get yourselves into. He said, what percent of men leave due to heat and humidity? I'm not worried about the heat from the women, just the real heat when you step off the plane. Well, not a lot of men leave for the heat and humidity because you can beat that. Come out early in the morning and then come back in the evening. Go to the mall. Have an aircon in your condo. You can beat that. And then at certain times of the year, the temperature is not real humid. In St. Carlos, we're really around this Visayas region. It's usually somewhere around December to like mid-February. And you get just the perfect weather here. I mean, it's going to be in the 70s, but very few men, they don't even pay attention to that. Okay? Very few men even pay attention to that because the woman's got them all hypnotized. Hey, Blizzard, bro, thanks for that super chat. He says, a man would say he's going to the Philippines for a wife because women in the West suck. Then ask, can he live on a $1,200 budget? Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. But he's bringing himself with him. This is the type of thinking that we have. We're thinking that the woman here is the solution. She may be part of the solution. But you're going to have to do the same things over here that you did over there. You can fool yourself. It's really even going to be more difficult over here because you have nothing in common with the woman. She's going to be a lot younger than you. It's going to take you a whole lot longer. You're going to have to put forth more effort over here to make the relationship work. Relationships that you couldn't make over there work because you're telling yourself she's the problem. No, you're the problem. You're half the problem. But we won't admit that. So we think, oh, if I just go somewhere else where the women are different, it's going to be different. It's not. There's very few men over here who come over here and been with one woman and that's it. They've been with several because that's what it's going to take before you can finally find one that you can get along with, who's decent and you can trust. Because you're half the problem and it's going to put up with you. Yeah. See, look at these guys. Now imagine a grown man. Let's keep him up here. He wants his 5 minutes of fame, or really like 130 seconds of fame. You got grown men. These are the guys who come over here who have all the problems, but he's probably an armchair bro. But imagine you're a grown man and you're doing this. There's no hope for people like him. I mean, really, it's not. There's no hope for losers like that. These guys are losers, man. I mean, I would be ashamed to call myself a man. Pitiful. These are the men in the West that are blaming everything on the women. Coming in here making all these fake profiles and stuff like that. You the problem, dummy. He said, I would have been there by now if not for those dupe points. What are you talking about? Yeah, I got him. He's got zapped. But can you imagine if that's your father doing that? Your husband or something? That's an embarrassment. At least when you do come over here, you really can escape that. Unless you got a popular YouTube channel. Because most people that come over here, they don't have YouTube channels, man. They blend into the woodwork and they really enjoy themselves over here. He says, I'm not a morning person, but here I am, LOL, because of the heat and my son. Yeah, but I'm going to tell you something. If you come out early in the morning and then maybe like 5 o'clock on until, you just do all your running around and stuff in the morning and then all your relaxing, going out and stuff in the evening. And then, go to the mall, go to the movies. You got to do something. Go to the beach and go swimming. Get in the damn water. You can beat that heat and humidity over here. You're not just going to stand out in the middle of that damn field and get burnt to a damn crisp. You're going to move around, man. And, the Philippines is surrounded by water. I don't care how hot it is. I can go down to People's Park here and sit right there by the ocean and get that good, cool ocean breeze. 7 days a week, I can do that. Right now, I can do it. Yeah. See, he's telling the truth. He said the heat is worse more inland. When you talk about going to a place like Manila, that's what you got to think about. Even though they got that Manila Bay, you're really landlocked for real. If you're dealing with that heat, I would go somewhere, like he said, the coastal cities, because of the natural breeze off the coast. I just said that. But initially, you want to come here and get your feet wet. Take a deep breath. I'm in the Philippines now. Look at all that you've been through to get over here. You sold everything. You got to get a bank account. You got a lot to do over here, man. And just makes it more difficult when you got a woman on your back. But you're going to get the woman first. You're thinking that's what I need first. You're going to forsake all this other stuff. And then you get over here, it's all waiting for you. Man, okay, don't listen. Well, but it really doesn't take that much to get the lay of the land. Because this is a simple place. The signage is in English. You should already know. You're going to know more, believe it or not, about the Philippines than she is. What she's going to be is a liaison just in case the language barriers. But no, she don't know the lay of the land, Thomas. They don't go anywhere. They don't go anywhere. I mean, it's good to have a female friend, but we're putting too much stock in the women is all I'm saying. It's not their fault. They're just being who they are. We've all of a sudden created this legend about the Filipino, man. It's just, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Until you get over here, and then after a while, you're going to realize, well, they just look different. And they eat different, and, they They do a lot of things different, but at the end of the day, I'm still the same guy. There's nothing changed about you. Yeah, I got rid of it. Sorry. Imagine being like that over there. Yeah, he said you're living rent free in his head. Think of a session with you. Yeah, a lot of guys are like that though. And you think, what in the world's wrong with these people? He said it's not gay. Laugh, chat. Yeah, go somewhere else. But yeah, okay. But here's the thing: you can help your woman heal from their poverty mindset, or you can heal from it. But you have to be an example. You just have to tell her, hey, I got your back. Don't worry about that. It's okay to spend a little bit more, you know, on yourself or whatever it is. It's okay, to go ahead and buy the washing machine, and you don't have to wash on your hands, all the time. Yeah, he been gone. Yeah, he gone. He said, I hear it's hot there. What are the temps there? It's just, it's hot all year round. Average temp is about 82, but it's not unbearable because you don't just stand out there. Sometimes you get hit with it. You're waiting, you're on the damn ferry, or you're on the bus without aircon and the jeepney or something like that. But I very seldom get slapped in the face by that heat because I'll come in and get under air, go to somewhere where there's aircon, go swimming. Or like I said, go sit down by the ocean. Yeah, it gets hot here, man. He said, if the heat is bad, use your aircon and buy one of those $13,000 cars with aircon. Yes, a lot you can get around it. Heat is the least that you need to worry about, but because there's they're predicting a big. They didn't say when. I don't want to panic anybody, but uh, one of the weather stations over here, man, they're predicting the big earthquake here in the Philippines. They're talking like 8.1. And then they're saying that, if it strikes Manila, even at 7.2, they're talking about 60,000 dead, 150,000 missing. See, this is what the stuff you really need to be worried about when you come over here. And just, the typhoons and all that stuff like that, because she's not going to be able to save you from that. She can't save herself from that. But we don't want to hear about that stuff. If you make a video about the weather, nobody's going to watch it. Because they say, I can do that myself, but you're not going to do it. It's not a big deal to come over here and have a young girlfriend. Why is everybody making a big deal out of that? It's no big deal. If it was, you wouldn't see so many people doing it. If it's hard, nobody's going to do it. What they say? If it were easy, everybody would do it. Well, everybody's doing it. Okay? Well, I don't get that, though. I don't know. Yeah, he said 85, 75 humidity, 7 miles per hour wind. Get on a motorcycle, man. Get you on one of them scooters. Get that wind in your face. He said, why is Western men so destructive to themselves? Even when they have the lotto ticket in hand, they find a way to give it away to a woman who doesn't know how to create a simple budget. Yeah, see, this is a great point here. I said that the other day. We're the ones who self-destruct because really we have no culture over there. We're following people. We don't learn to think for ourselves, just common sense, the same common sense you use to stay in the service for all those years, or to own your own business, or to, work down at the factory for all those years. For some reason, we throw it out the window when we come over here, and I don't understand. I don't understand it. I've met some of the most capable men I've ever met in my whole entire life over here, but when they come over here, they're like a bunch of dummies. I'm not gonna be with a woman that's been with a bunch of foreigners, man. But they do the craziest stuff that they would never do at home. They do over here, man. That's a good question. But then we'll try to blame it on the woman. Oh, she scammed me. The woman ain't trying to scam you. The money they asking you for, man, I wouldn't consider it a scam. Every situation that you see on Twofold, the man voluntarily gave the money to the woman. How else was she going to get it? We give away all our power, all our leverage. We give it away to a 4'11", 100-pound woman. I want everybody to win over here. Unfortunately, this is still the earth we live on. You're not in outer space, so, you know, I do have some good news for you. Most of these relationships are good until you screw them up. And that's usually who screws them up, us. Like he said, you can have the best life that you ever had over here and then get them down roving eyes. You start thinking too much. Oh, if I get this one easy, I can get another one. And you end up screwing up all the good things you got over here. Because that's what's going to happen. Them roving eyes. That's what got me in trouble, man. You know, I'm going to tell you something. I've been very fortunate, the women that I've dealt with over here, because we don't get lucky, we get unlucky, remember? Because we're looking into our dating pool is a whole lot better than theirs. Our dating pool, these are women, they got culture, which is big. You know, they got something to hold on to, you know. Most of them are going to act the way you think they're going to act. My son's mother, I have not gotten a woman better than that. Equal to, yeah, but better, no. You don't get better than best, you know. Now I'd be stupid to, and even though I tried it again, you know, to roll the dice, I've got a good woman, man, really a great woman. But we do that, we're men, we're hunters. But that's what happens, we mess it up. You get over here and you get the right woman, and you screw it up. Either trying to be cheap, trying to get something for nothing, or you think you can, you know, Rico Suave, and you already, you know, rolled the dice, and there you got 7, you won. Just be happy with that, but no, The woman's having a house built in America right now. She just turned 40 the other day. I met her when she was 24 years old. Love my dirty draws. Would not only bend over backwards, would break. Okay, I had no reason to be looking around and everything, but I did. And I screwed it up. Okay, now I've got another good one. I'm not going to screw this up, even though I come this close, because we're hunters. You know, I was ambushed, really. I would never go out intentionally looking for somebody, but that's the type of stuff that happens over here. You know, you're over here, the circumstances are what they are. You had nothing to do with it. Because a lot of you guys, you have no idea what the circumstances are over here. You think you can look at a video and see it, man. It's much worse than that. It's much, much worse than that. It's much deeper than that. It's not for me to go into that. I would never do that, because I don't see any benefit from that. It is what it is. I had nothing to do with it. But if you come over here and then you see, you're going to understand things that I'm talking about. It's going to make a whole lot more sense to you as to why a 22-year-old woman would be, you know, all around a 62-year-old man, or 19. You know, they're meeting men at the airport. They're 19, and the man's 50 or 55. You guys, you think, you don't even try to understand, you don't even try to go past the, oh, I know why they're with them point. You don't even try to go past that. You think you really know until you get over here and you figure out these are human beings. They got dreams and everything like everybody else. And they really don't want to be in bed with a 60-year-old man. They much rather have a 20, 21-year-old man. And they much rather have a good job providing for themselves. That's the real truth about it. But yeah, thank y'all so much for your super chat, super stickers, all your thumbs up, all your support, members, everybody, guys. You know, I just try to have real life conversations that with some meat and potatoes, man. You know, we can talk about that simple shit all day long. Twice on Sunday if you want to. I mean, if y'all want it, I can give it to you. It's not going to do you any good. He says, I've been here 3 months waiting on buying boxes. Then I rent a small storage unit in Manila and start traveling. You have to stay focused and be patient. Yeah. Yeah, it may take a while. In buying boxes, they take about, they should be coming. You know, they'll hit that black hole. You know, you'll get you track it and it says, oh, it's in Manila. And then it goes into that black hole. You won't see it until they knock on your door or call your phone number and say, hey, we're right out where you live. He's in Darwin. I love that part of Negros, you know, right outside Dumaguete, it's Bacone, Darwin, Zamboanguita, Shatton, all up and down that little road, man. You know, you don't have to move to Dumaguete. You don't have to go to Valencia, where everybody else is going. Go up that way, up that national highway. But yeah, guys, don't do anything stupid. Retired 2019, I hope you got my email. Send me an email. I'm going to send you the link. All my members, he wants to talk about his diagnosis, guys, and give y'all some hope, man. Kind of nudge y'all out there and let you know, man, time waits for no one. You're not promised the next minute, really. Don't take your health for granted. Okay, that's going to be a good one, man, because, you know, he's articulate. Maybe he can get through where I can't get through. And then I've got, hopefully the woman gets back with me. She already, messaged me. I messaged her back. Now, you know, some guys, you know, they said she's nice looking. I've never seen her. She's 53. I'm not going to put her on the hot seat. I'm going to be respectful. I just want to kind of ask her, you know, why now at 53? Do you want to meet a foreigner? And, you know, just ask her something about the Philippines and different things like that. But it should be interesting, you know, because she wrote me back and said, you know, hey, she'd like to do the interview. But take care, everybody. Stay safe. Stay out of trouble. I'll see y'all next time.